check. Check. What's up? Good morning. Let me get my links out there. All right, let's take a look here at what we got going today. All right, let's take a look at the scans. Starting from the top, our leading gapper up a whopping 86%. 86% SMFL, which isn't too bad. However, if we take a look at the larger time frames, 180-day charts, the daily chart, we can see that this stock is known for popping and dropping. And what we can expect is that it is likely to do what it's always been doing, which is making a nice move, but giving it all back. Looks like in an hour, 2 hours, or faster than that maybe. Giving everything back and not really holding up its levels. So on this day we had a crazy move. This was back in November, ripping from $10 to about $40. And in the same day before the market closes, we're closing at $9 a share. So the risk on this one is definitely going to be there. Again, on this one, we went from $5 up to $24, crazy move, and give back all the way down to $8. We did bounce, but the flush all the way down to $8 from $24. So this one's going to be a risky one for sure. Lots of pops and drops, not holding highs. We'll see how high it goes this time. I do not see any news on it to account for the move, at least from what I see. Okay, wait, here. Smart for Life completes a restructuring program, enhances financial stability. Actually, I don't think that's a great catalyst. So yeah, it started moving in after hours. Off the news of reporting company completes a restructuring program, enhances financial stability. I don't think that's a good catalyst, to be honest with you. That's actually a bad catalyst. It's signifying that the company is not financially stable. If it has to enhance financial stability and tell its investors it has to enhance the stability of the company, that means that it's not stable. If it needs to restructure, that means it's not in a good position financially. So it is up though, and we are volatility scalpers. So if this does have volume and it is volatile, we'll still trade it. However, I can't expect this thing to actually hold up its levels and continue higher. It's going to be definitely high risk, especially for the longer hold time traders. This one is definitely going to be riskier for longer hold time traders. And that's actually already going to be bad as well for scalpers as well, because if longer hold time traders don't want to hold on to this, then it's going to have trouble finding support. It does have 100. It's showing 100,000 share outstanding. So let's take a look at the float. Go to the dilution tracker. I would assume at some point they have to do an offering if they only have 100K on the market. So it's a 300. Okay, no, it's showing a 300,000 share float, which is extremely small. So we'll see. We'll see. It could just rip on off of short squeeze. So I'm definitely gonna keep it on watch, but I definitely want to also manage my downside risk. Because with a 300K float, this thing could dump into a halt out and resume $2 lower if there's a huge panic in the stock. Because of the low supply. Low supply. Time to take some beat by starting nice and red after breaking my rules and traded pre-markets. Yeah, I've done that many times. Sometimes you gotta learn your lessons again, but it'll be good. Yo, what's up, ZC? What's going on? Hope you're having a good morning. Traded with extreme caution. The later, the riskier. Yeah, David Kelly, I think you're right about this one. Maybe at the open, we'll get some decent volatility scalps. But as we get into later day, we're definitely gonna have more risk of the inevitable, probably offering and huge flush. Watch SMFL tank at the open. How many times have we seen the stocks this price break lately? That's also true. Adam James brings up an interesting point. How many stocks in the past couple of weeks have we actually seen in this price range be the winner of the day? Not many. Not many. Most of the stocks that have been ripping are something like STSS, which is a penny stock. These penny stocks are going crazy. Looks like we got another subscriber here, Brian Kemboy, subscribing to Triad Trading. Awesome. I love to have you part of the community. I'm glad you are enjoying the stream. But yeah, lately we've been having these penny stocks that have been going crazy. So maybe STSS is the one. Maybe it's STSS. Let's take a look at the news. So Sharp Technology. Let's take a look. Sharp Technology signs 5-year, $200 million syringe sales agreement and amendment to asset purchase agreement to begin producing pre-fillable specialty copolymer syringes in the U.S. I think that's great. It's contract news, and it gives a dollar amount that's pretty significant over a decent time span. So they have a solid 5 years of pretty much guaranteed $200 million in revenue for this sales agreement. So I think this is a pretty decent catalyst. Contract news with a decent, with a decent scale of dollar amount that they're going to be earning. I think that looks good. I think that's pretty bullish. If we can hold up levels, I think we'll definitely have a test of this 84. Not financial advice, but I think there's a decent chance that we see a break of that previous high. And then we have room up to, what is this here? What's the high here? High is 124. STSS. What was the float on this one? We didn't go over the float. Float looks like at least 15 million outstanding. So let's take a look here at the float. Should be lower than that. He said Lucy's going to rip way higher today. In my opinion, offering is all done. Very low risk now. I see the stock market's always risky. I don't think there's anything that's like a low risk because you can never really know. So let's see. STSS 13 million float, which is good. 13 million float's good, and it's a low price. They'll be able to turn those shares pretty fast. We're already trading 35 million shares. So already turned the float twice, 2.5 times, which is good. Let's print today. SMFL, STSS. Yeah, we're gonna print. We just gotta wait for the winner at the open. Maybe I noticed that the open's been choppy. It's There hasn't been like a clear winner until about like 10. When did Lucy start ripping? Trading with Tim. Just subscribe. Trading with Tim. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, so Lucy didn't really start opening up till about like 10. So maybe that's kind of the trend right now, is like trying not to dig yourself a hole right at the open, waiting for the clear winner, and then jumping on the momentum. STSS maybe the one that we're going to be watching today. What else do we have? Lucy. We could take a look at Lucy. If it's still holding up, I was saying yesterday in the recap, if we can kind of hold up these levels, maybe we'll have another chance for a break of 136. Is this going to be the next FFIE type of stock, or is the top end and it's going to go backside? We don't know, but I will put an alert here. I'd say if we can break back over $1 and hold and start to test these tops in this area, then I would want to get involved. So let's put in an alert in case I'm not looking at it. If we do break 110 and break over these pivots, then I would assume that shorts are going to be could be getting in a panic here up in this area. So I'll put an alert there. SDSS, in case I'm not looking at this one, I'd say over 75. I'd say 76, 77. We got Hoisin just subscribed. Awesome, awesome. Glad to have you part of the community. I agree, base hits until we see that one curl. Yeah, definitely. Look at Lucy pre-market moves this morning. ONMD has potential. HLTH looks good, but 100 million float is scary. Yeah, usually floats that high, it's gonna need like so much volume. Sometimes it does work if it's the only stock popping up because everyone's looking at it, but we have so many other better movers that I think anything over like 100 million share float is just not gonna be the one. LPTH, low volume. Maybe, if volume comes in at the open, sure, I'll put an alert here just to have it. But I don't even think we're even going to curl up to 38, to be honest with you, just because of the volume. MNTS. MNTS. Looks like companies announced a contract with DARPA. I'm not sure what DARPA is, but contract to support design and in-space demonstration of large-scale space structures. Okay, contract news could be pretty decent. But the volume is a little bit lacking here. Volume is lacking, but if we can get over 78, 79, I'll definitely want to take a look at it. And as far as daily charts, I guess 160. 160, let's see if there's anything in this area. So it looks like we rejected here 95 as well. And we rejected 116. 160 is a pretty far shot. This definitely has to be something that's going to take the stage if it's going to move. But right now it's showing that there's not really much attention on it. Right now, STSS seems to be the one with the most attention. Even though volume is fading, it's still trading a clean 200K, 500K, 300, 400K volume. So we'll likely get 3 to 4 million shares per 1 minute candle at the open. But again, nothing's guaranteed. I remember saying yesterday, BNAI, I was like, oh wow, this is going to be the one, because we were curling up in the open. But I was like, I don't know, guys. Like, nothing's ever guaranteed. This thing could just dump at the open, and that's what it did. So, I'm going to say the same thing today. Even though STSS looks pretty decent, nothing's ever guaranteed. This thing could just be, deserted at the open and could just fade with no volume. So, got to be prepared for anything. Got to be prepared to flip on a dime, change different stocks to find the winner. Also, not dig yourself a massive hole before the winner actually starts to show itself. MNTS and ONMD have potential as well. Time to lock in. Yes, it is time to definitely lock in, Tim. ONMD. Let's take a look at that one. I did not look at that one yet. ONMD, very nice overnight move, or through after hours yesterday, up to 320. This one was up on, entered into a non-exclusive 3-year master services agreement with undisclosed US-based medical technology company. Undisclosed. Why would it undisclosed? I'm not sure if they don't want to say the company name because they can't, or because they're not allowed to, or if it's just like an irrelevant company. Interesting. But yeah, I mean, another contract news and agreement, which is good. So we have three decent catalysts on separate stocks: STSS, ONMD, and MNTS. SMFL was no news, right? Yeah, SMFL, no news. So if I had to place a bet on which would be the one, I would say STSS. Crawling back over VWAP. Hopefully this is the start of volume coming back in. And hopefully we see it move like what we saw in Lucy. But yeah, we can take a look here at ONMD. I'll put an alert over 3. If we start to break into these levels, I want to be active, looking for the break at 320. It does have a decently low float, so that won't come into an issue today. And as far as a larger time frame, could have some room here up to 350. And 438. And 5. I don't think it's going to get this high, but yeah, I guess you never know. It IPO'd back in November. But yeah, we got about 10 minutes left till we got the open. So as you guys are tuning into your own trading and getting calm, cool, and collected, and ready for the day, make sure you drop that like button on the way out. We're going to be streaming for another about 7 or 8 minutes until the open. But yeah, we're gonna wrap it up around usually 9:27, 9:28, and then I say some prayers, and then I start my trading. Gotta pray to the market gods to provide some awesome opportunity. Tomorrow's the last day of the month. Today and tomorrow, let's get it. Yep, today and tomorrow, last day of the month. We need prayers today. Usually, like every day, I like say a quick prayer right before the market open. It's just kind of like a habit. I don't know. That's just what I do. I'll just like do some like I won't say anything. I'll just like for 5 seconds. I'll just like be in silence and just like get ready. Like I'll take a 5-second like silence before the open. But I'm not saying like, I'm not saying like 2-minute prayers. That's just funny. SMFL pitch drop is crazy. Yeah, I have a feeling that one's going to be hectic, man, because it's super low float and there's no news on it to account for the move. I feel like traders are going to be very quick to take profits and quick to take their losses, and I think that the drops are going to be pretty rough. But we'll see. HLTH, we can take a look at that. Oof, I don't see any news on it. I mean, volume, I guess, isn't terrible. But it's a weird candlesticks in there. But I guess you never know. So I will put alert. Sometimes you just don't know. I'd hate to be that guy who like took a look at HLTH and was like, it doesn't look too good, and only till like around 10 o'clock to start trading this thing at like 40 cents. You know? That's why I like to put in alerts. Brendan Mulhern. Hey, what's going on? What's up? Someone in the Discord, KTRA? KTRA? No news. I know I've traded this one before. This is not even on my... No, it is on my scan. 55 million outstanding. Not sure what the float is. I can take a look, though. I don't know, man. This is also not terrible. What's your number one stock, guys, today for the open? What are we looking at? What's like the first 1 minute candle, first 5 minute candle that you're trading? Yeah, 55 million share float as well. You're on KTRA. But not in a bad position. Not in a bad position. I mean, we're up. A good 50-60%. SMFL, SDSS. My number one stock is SMFL. SDSS, not bad. Yeah, I think SMFL on the technicals, it still looks pretty decent. I mean, we're still holding the trend here. We're holding VWAP. We're holding previous relative highs here on the consolidation. Love the content, bro. You put things into context that makes it easy to understand. Glad to sub. Awesome. Glad you're getting some value out of this. This is why I do this. This is why I stream every day, make recaps. Because trading is so hard, man. And the people that I learned from, you know, I gotta pass it forward. I gotta pass it forward. It's my duty. It's my duty. Because I wouldn't be here without the people that made recaps back in the day, 4 years ago. Did live streams 4 years ago to get where I am now. And they did it. And so now when I'm making the bread, now I gotta pass it forward. I gotta help the people that were in my shoes, that are in my shoes 4 years ago. It was a struggle. It was definitely a struggle. SDSS maybe, SMFL for 650 dip. Spready, not my thing on SMFL. Yeah, it might be spready. Let me check the spread actually here. That's important. Yeah, because it's 100K or 300K float, the spread, like the market makers just probably don't have enough liquidity to like make it a tight spread. So let's take a look. Yeah, it's got about a 6 cent spread. 6. It'll probably open up a little bit at the open when there's more volume, because the market makers are going to have trouble making, because with all that volume, like people trying to buy and sell, like market makers need to take out, like widen the spread to manage their risk so they don't get on the wrong side. They don't get over leveraged to the long side or the short side. Market making is also risky business too. Sometimes these squeezes are actually from the market maker actually on the wrong side of the trade. They made an error. They either bought too much long or they're holding too much short. That's also another reason. Like market makers, it's not like, oh, every single trade you're making 1 cent. Like you could still lose a lot of money making markets. I think I like SDSS just because the trend of the penny stocks have been hot. So I think SDSS is gonna give us something. Obviously not financial advice. Nothing's guaranteed in the market, but my spidey senses are saying SDSS. Maybe SMFL will give like 1 or 2 trades at the open, but I don't think this is going like, maybe. I mean, we can clear out these highs, but like, I don't know. It's really tough to say, actually. It's really tough to say. I mean, SMFL still looks really good too. From a technical point, and for the daily chart, it has levels so it can clear out if the shorts are stuck. Watch the halt prices on SDSS. Yeah. Let's take a look at the spread here in SDSS. Yeah, it's gonna be penny stock. It's like a 0.003 spread here, 0.002. All right, we got about 2 minutes here as you guys are tuning into your own trading. Drop a like on the way out. Also subscribe if you're new. I'd love to have you part of the community. Good luck. Stay calm, cool, and collected. Yeah, I mean, I think it's best to wait for a clear winner before you really start to step on the gas pedal. Well, that's just my experience. Lately, the first couple minutes of the open can seem kind of whippy and choppy, not really clear price action. So it's best to, make sure you're managing your risk there. But yeah, good luck. Stay calm, cool, collected, and I'll catch you guys in the recap. Peace.